Hi, my name is Philip Boelter. I'm an artist here in San Diego, and here are 30 facts about me that you might not know. So a lot of people don't know this, but I was born actually in Los Angeles. I am a 5th generation Angelino, which is pretty awesome and rare. I don't really believe in astrology, but I am a Cancer. I was born in July. I'm married. I have a 2-year-old daughter and a dog named Daisy. My wife and I were married in San Luis Obispo, which is in Central California. It's one of the most beautiful areas in California. I'm also a full-time graphic designer while I'm an artist. I love graphic design a lot, and that's what I grew up doing the most. I actually have 2 diplomas, one from San Diego State University and the other from the Academy of Art University, San Francisco. My favorite classes at San Diego State were wakeboarding and surfing, but if I had to really list a course, it would be natural disasters. I thought those were really interesting. I have a few favorite movies, but I would have to say my favorite movie is probably Marvel's Avengers Endgame. I walked out of that movie theater feeling like really awesome, and that's probably my favorite movie. My favorite music genre is probably the pop punk and emo scene from the 2000s. I just loved all that music and all the indie rock from that genre. My favorite musician is Taylor Swift, and it's probably one of my favorite concerts I've ever been to. My first concert was Blink-182 at the Universal Amphitheater in Los Angeles, California. My parents put me in some studio art classes, and they would drop me off after elementary school a couple times a week. And I was going there for several years after that before I got into high school. And then that's where I took even more art courses. I would say a lot of my inspiration for a lot of my pieces came from that art studio. The 2 teachers there were heavily influenced by landscapes and flowers, which just kind of like fell down upon me as well. I would say some of my inspiration did come from Bob Ross because I just enjoyed watching him while I was growing up. I can remember on Saturdays, my dad and I just watching that together while my mom was getting ready for us to do something like later that night. A few of my favorite artists are Shepard Fairey, Matisse, obviously Banksy. I think what he has done over the last few decades is just incredible, especially to be like a hidden artist like that. I think that's awesome that he doesn't put his face out there. One thing that was cool was while in high school, my art was selected for a art show down at the Cal State University of Northridge, which was really cool. I would say that's probably my first art show, but I didn't even attend it because I didn't have a ride to go to the show. So, but it was also a flower piece. Also, while in high school, I did work on the yearbook for a couple years, and for my senior year, my artwork was actually selected for the inside of the cover, which was always an honor for any artist. So yeah, that was pretty cool. My favorite TV show of all time is Friends. My favorite shoes are Nike Air Force Ones, and I also just love my Converse. Those are my favorite 2 shoes. So my favorite foods are, well, everything, but if I had to basically pick one favorite food of all time, it'd probably be ramen. And I guess I also just really enjoy breakfast burritos. Those are my favorite thing to eat as well. I'm obviously obsessed with plants and learning all about them. I'm also obsessed with transforming my backyard. It's been quite a fun project ever since COVID hit. So I've been transforming that and putting a lot of plants in my backyard. My favorite scent is jasmine and the smell of citrus tree blossoms. I think those 2 scents are the best things in the world. One thing a lot of people don't know about me is I could play drums, and I used to play in a couple bands while I was in my college days. So I still love playing drums when I can, and kind of one of my favorite passions of life. One of my favorite jobs was working as a promotional assistant in radio. I got to meet a lot of bands that way. I got to actually begin my career in graphic design. They had me doing a lot of stickers and a lot of promotional items, and that kind of is what led me to go back to school at the Academy of Art University for my art degree. So growing up in LA, meant you saw a lot of celebrities. One of my favorite stories is actually seeing Pierce Brosnan while he was in his James Bond heyday of, back in 1999. I was on the beach with my friend and he was sitting near us. But when he was leaving, my friend and I were playing football, and and I looked over at him and I said, "Hey, James Bond," and he looked back at me and he went, and I fell backwards on the sand pretending that I was shot by James Bond. So that was actually one of the best celebrity sightings I've ever seen in LA. One of my other favorite passions was running every day. I used to run a lot and be super physical before I really hurt my knee. And one of the most proud things I've ever done was run half marathon. So I do love running. If I can, I would love to get back into it. Since I've been doing YouTube, I actually love watching YouTube, and a couple of my favorite YouTubers is I love watching Casey Neistat's vlogs, and I also enjoy the Hot Ones series. My favorite team is the Lakers. I even got to go to Kobe's last game, and I hold that near and dear to my heart to this day. So I'm not a gamer, but I do love playing board games. My wife and I love playing Yahtzee and Rummikub, but my favorite all-time game is Ticket to Ride. So I hope you like learning a little bit more about me. Those were just a few of the fun little facts about me and my life, and I hope you got to know me a little bit more as an artist and person. So thank you, and if you liked this video, please like and subscribe or comment below what you might have in common with me. Thanks for watching.